What's going on, people? This morning I'm coming to you from Evergreen, Long Beach Port, down here in Southern California. Uh, this is part two of buying cheap parts for your truck. It's a good example. I got a friend that he likes sending me his checks through Texas and showing me what he makes weekly, and he makes pretty good money. He hustles. He's got his own authority. He does both port and rail. And a couple weeks ago, he sent me a check for $3,600. Last week, he sent me a check for $3,100. He didn't send me a check this Friday, which was yesterday. Today's Saturday. And when he got that $3,600 check, he called me up and, he told me, "Hey, Vic, I think I have a problem with my front suspension. When you have time, is it possible for you to come and check out my truck?" I'm like, yeah, I ain't got a problem with that. So I ended up going to his yard, check out his truck, and his leaf spring leaf had a little crack. It was about that big, but it looked just like a hairline crack. It wasn't nothing big. So I pointed that out to him. And he had the 1.5 spring leaves, which most dealers put on these Freghtliner, which is the spring goes like this, and then it's just right here, so the middle part doesn't have a spring. So I showed him the crack, and I told him, you know what, you need to get you the spring that has 2 springs, which come all the way across like this, and it'll give your front suspension more support. And he asked me, well, how much does that run? And I've done it on not this truck, another truck. I've done my spring leaf on another truck, and it ran me $320 each spring leaf. I think it ran me like $320, $350, something like that. So he was like, okay, cool. So I'm looking into his truck. Not much is wrong with it. He had little minor air leaks here and there. But they were minor. Which they just needed some new fittings on the air hoses, but nothing major. So I told him, you know what, let's take the truck for a ride and see how it sounds. So we got in the truck, and he's trying to put this truck in gear, and the truck is, he's trying to put it in gear, and it's just grinding. So I told him, well, there's your other fix. Gotta get a new clutch for it. And he said, well, how much is that gonna cost me? And I've done two clutches on 2 of my trucks. Of course, I didn't do it myself. I don't know how to do clutches, but they charged me, I want to say $1,700. Could have been more. Don't quote me on that. But he was like, crap, that's a lot of money. Well, yeah, the clutch on his truck had never been changed. It was a Freghtliner, so he's got that automatic one. The automatic clutch, it costs a pretty penny. When I swapped out my clutches, I came off that automatic one, and I went for a single clutch, because the single clutch is self-adjusted. I can get under it and adjust it myself. Where the automatic one, once it goes out, it's out, it's done. As far as I know. Like I said, I don't know much about clutches, but that's what I was told by my mechanic when they replace my clutches on my trucks. So, you know, I told him, you need to replace that clutch. That clutch is, one day you're gonna wake up and you ain't gonna be able to put that truck in gear. Look at the way you're trying to put this truck in gear now. Eventually, he got into gear, and boom, we took off. Truck was good to go, and he calls me a couple of days later, and he tells me, "Hey Vic, I replaced the spring leaf," and I'm like, "All right, cool. Did you replace both of them or just one?" And he said, "Just the one." To me, when it comes to the spring leaves, or anything that has to do with the front end, I don't like to do just one. I like to replace both sides, because it's common sense. If you put a brand new spring leaf on one side and the other one has an old spring leaf, now this supports the weight of your truck. It's gonna sag. It's gonna sag because the other side, the other spring leaf has a lot of wear and tear. And if you put a brand new spring leaf on one side, that's gonna have more strength than the other spring leaf. But some of these guys will only take my advice so far, because like I've said in previous videos, I'm not a certified mechanic. I'm a certified truck driver. That's what I am. I don't have the jumpsuit. I'm not under these trucks on a daily basis. So my advice to some of these guys is not it doesn't hold that much weight, because I'm not certified, which I understand. To each his own. Now this was 2 weeks ago. Well, this morning he calls me up, and the spring leaf that he put on that truck, I guess it was it's pretty old. What the junkyard did is they cleaned it up real good, painted it, so it looked pretty good. Well, the spring leaf cracked and his clutch went out. So he calls me up this morning. Good thing that he was nearby me, because I parked my truck in San Bernardino, that area over there, and that's where the spring leaf broke. So he called me up this morning, all depressed, and he tells me what the problem is on his truck. Spring leaf broke, and I can't get the truck in gear. So that's what I'm talking about, fellas. You have the money, there's something wrong with your truck, why not fix it? Fix it right. When a spring leaf spring breaks on your truck is still drivable. You still have support down there where you can drive it. All you have to be aware of is the potholes on the freeway or on the street, wherever you're at. Down here in Southern California, potholes are victorious. They're all over the damn place. And when your clutch goes out, same thing. Your truck is still drivable. I'll give you a little tip on how to drive the trucks when your clutch goes out, because I've done it numerous of times to other truckers, And this is the way you do it when your clutch goes out. What you want to do is you want to put the truck in gear while the truck is off. Put it in gear. You put it on third, fourth gear, whatever you want. You need to put it on first, second. Uh, if you have a Freghtliner like I do, you know, you press down on the clutch, you release the brakes, you turn the key. Once you turn the key, that truck is gonna take off. Once you get it going, you can float your gears. It's not gonna be a problem for the gears to go in. You just float them in. Just you know, when you come to a complete stop, that truck is gonna turn off on you. You know, because it's gonna want to go, and the clutch down here is it's out. You know, so it's not gonna stop. So you got to do the process again. So, anyways, you know, I drove the truck back. I had him drive my truck. I drove his truck back. Good thing that he was just bobtailing, you know. And excuse me. Yeah, it's early in the morning to be working on trucks, dealing with somebody else's stress. But I'm not trying to clown you, because I know you're watching, bro. I'm not trying to clown you or anything. It's just it's an experience you need to learn. You know, when it comes to trucking, that trying to save a penny is not always the right thing when it comes to trucks. You know, you have to spend good money on your truck in order for you to get your profits, in order for you to see interest. So don't buy cheap stuff for your truck, fellas. You know, if you have the money, spend it, and the truck will reimburse you. You know, that's the way you have to look at it. You know, that's your money maker. You got to take care of it. It's going to take care of you. So please learn from this experience, because it's no joke when you break down and don't know what to do. It's real stressful. I've been there. I've been there a couple of times, and I wouldn't want anybody to go through what I went through. You know, so buy good stuff for your truck, fellas. If you have the money, you know, take care of your truck. Your truck will take care of you. Have a good day. We'll see you when we see you.